Grandma's tea doesn't seem as appealing anymore. So The Visit is M. Night Shyamalan's big return, or technically small return to the big screen. This film was made off of a $5 million budget, and from what I've learned, apparently he made this without a distributor in mind. Like, if anything, this film may have never come out in major distribution. He made this basically as almost an apology to his fans, as well as, a remake of himself. The whole film has a lot of tropes and a lot of interesting kind of jabs at himself in the film. That's the thing I want to just state first, is if you guys think that this is going to be a standard straight up Shyamalan film, it's not. There's a lot of things that he points out that are different from his own films, and there's a lot of points where he actually is making jabs at himself with his own little kind of mentions towards his stories, like Lady in the Water with weird water people, or even how the film is made. The girl is trying to make this documentary, and she's talking about how this swing is organically moving. He's making fun of himself. So if you guys think that he still is up on that high horse of his, he's not. He has come back down to earth, and he's actually made a very good film. This is a found footage movie, and if I were to rate it amongst all the other found footage films I've ever seen, Chronicle is at the top. I like this almost second. Oh yeah, Afflicted. Afflicted is a great found footage film as well. It's a Canadian found footage film, so if you've ever seen it or you haven't seen it, watch it. It's great. The Visit has something that only Chronicle I've seen has ever achieved, and that is a good drama between the characters, and good characters, and the lack of an asshole. Sure, the kids are kind of, whiny at first, but that dissipates very early on, and we get to really connect with these characters, because not only is there this really weird drama with these crazy old biddies going on, but we're also getting a drama behind them, behind their issues, behind who they are and why they do the things they do, and what they're hiding from, and this kind of lost dynamic, this family that is trying to bond despite having suffered a loss, and they're trying, or at least they think that going to visit their grandparents and giving their mom this time off to go and hang with this guy is what she needs, but really they themselves are trying to find their own version of closure. And I like it. I actually like that this film has a lot to it that you wouldn't expect from a film like this. So really the horror element, that's what you want to know, right? Well, let's just say that anytime I'm watching a film in theaters, I'm just expecting jump scares. I'm expecting loud noises, and I'm expecting something to jump up at the screen. So I do this. I did that a lot, but the thing I'm very surprised about is I actually didn't have a jump scare moment. There was very few. There was no noises. There was no bong, which is what we've expected from shitty horror films, which is something, again, I liked that this film had a very natural-esque moment to it. There's only 2 times that there's music, and it's off screen, except for the end. There's music that's coming through the film, and that's fine because it works with that scene. But other than that, everything you hear, everything you see is what is being shown on the camera, which is fantastic, because that means that Shyamalan knows about these horror tropes and he's trying to avoid them, and he does it really well. The acting from everyone is exceptional, especially the old biddies. They freak out. They are very good. They have this great show of dementia and how we don't need supernatural forces to be afraid of people. It's really the things that we can actually relate to and know about in the real world is what can terrify us, because they're real things. They're actual conditions. They're actual issues that people have to deal with. So the fact that we see that in this film is fantastic, because it's a real thing to be afraid of. But there's one issue, and that's the twist. Now, at first, when the twist happens, yes, there is a twist in the Shyamalan. It's a simple twist, though. It's not like, ooh, right at the very end. It's in the climax, but it works until you think about it. Because for this to have happened, for the fact that these kids could go into the situation and not having realized this from any sort of previous evidence beforehand is literally impossible. There's no bloody way this could have really happened. Unfortunately, when you think about the twist actually doesn't work. But up until that moment and afterwards, the whole film, you're having a fantastic time. It's creeping you out. It's making you feel uncomfortable, but in a good way, which is, again, something I very much liked about this movie. Is the whole time I have this very uneasy, creeped out feeling, which is exactly what the film is trying to convey to you, and you get it, and you're just shrinking in your seat, sitting back going, "Gah." So what is The Visit really? It's Shyamalan's return. I cannot believe it, but it's great. It's actually really, really good. I'm serious. I'm really impressed with it. Aside from when you think about the twist kind of doesn't really make sense. I keep saying it doesn't make sense, but it doesn't affect the film. The film is still great, and I think the acting is great. The kids are great. The elderly people are great. And the whole dynamic, because we have a drama going on. Not only do we have a terror, not only do we have a thriller, but we also have an inward look at a family, and that's great. I love seeing a drama happen, especially when we have such an opportunity with a found footage film to really actually engage with people and get this personal connection that the only thing we would ever get from that is a documentary. And doing it in a found footage film can be difficult, but if you get it right, if you have the characters actually be almost real people with a little bit of an added theatrical flair, it can work, and The Visit works. So in the end, my rating for The Visit is a 5 out of 7. I'm serious, I think it was really good. It's in my top 10 for the year so far. I'm impressed. I really am impressed with this movie. I went in having really low expectations, and I've come out thoroughly satisfied. It's creepy, it's got great drama, it's got great acting, and the scares are good, and it has this great, really creepy, very uncomfortable feeling, kind of like watching an old Kubrick horror film, like watching The Shining. You just feel uncomfortable watching it, right? And you feel that same thing here. So yeah, definitely watch it, guys. It was really good. I'm still reeling at the fact of how good it was. Anyway, that's all for me. I'll see you guys next time.